official setups. In the beginning, let me tell you that the Armenian Protestant presence in Aleppo specifically, and the Protestant presence in Syria in general, it's well organized, and it has its influence and impact on the other denominations. I will come to that part later. Apart from that, I didn't want to take all of the time just to talk about our church and the structure of our union of the Armenian Evangelical Churches in the Near East, and about our schools and social committees, and so on and so forth. That's why I prepared a handout, which you have it. In that, you will see all about our church and the structure of our church, the names of our churches, the schools, how much students we accommodate, and so on, so that these are facts, dry facts, let me say, and some portion of it about our nation, about our Armenian people, from where we came, who we are, and what is our connectedness with the homeland in historical Armenia, in today's Turkey, so on and so forth. It's all there. You can just cut and paste in your journals. I'm making your job easy.
I'll learn it.
You'll learn it. And I thought that we could have a valuable time of discussion together. It's not that I have a presentation for you. Maybe I just like to share some headlines, some concerns, some issues, which is traditionally we have adopted, in the same time, new challenges that we are facing today, and how we can go, having added the past with the present and looking forward towards the future. Now, the Armenian Protestant Church is part of the Protestant existence in Syria. And mainly they are divided into three categories. The first is the organized denominational churches, which is the Armenian Protestant Church, which the details you find in your handouts. And the second is the Presbyterian Church of Syria. They call it Synod of the Arab Evangelical Churches in Syria and Lebanon. And the third category is the churches that usually it's categorized under free evangelical churches, which are not very much structured in Syria, and they are not a denomination as such. These are the churches and their impact. Some churches have their private schools, I mean church-related schools, and some don't. But the historical Protestant churches, there are only two, the Armenian and the Arab Evangelical Church, which belongs to Synod of the Evangelical Churches in Syria and Lebanon. To start, I mean, with the Armenian Protestant Church, let me tell you that nowadays we are facing so many challenges that usually the Christians are facing in this country. One of the problems that we are facing is the immigration. Now, maybe this term you have heard so many times. Many people are talking about it. Some are immigrating because of education. They want to pursue higher education. And still, Syria is not that much open for higher education. They have only the governmental university. For instance, in Aleppo, you have Aleppo University. And other private universities, they are very minor universities. And the government have permitted those ones just to secure the plurality of universities. But mainly, the Aleppo University is the governmental university. The Damascus is the same, the Homs is the same, and other states are the same. So people usually say, in order to pursue a higher education, one should go to Beirut, or one should go to States, or to Europe. So therefore, kids, indirectly, they are educated. When they reach to their baccalaureate class, they think about immigrating to this country to pursue a higher education. The second thing is the unemployment. So much unemployment around. People are getting, of course, this is under the impact of global economic crisis that the whole world is facing. All the countries, all the nations. But unfortunately, our countries in the Middle East, they are more affected than other places because of this economic crisis. So much unemployment are around, and those people who used to invest their capitals in the economy of the country, now because of also political instability, they are not doing it. They are not doing it, they are holding back, sometimes they are transferring to other places, sometimes they are very much reserved, with reservation, they are leading projects in the country. And this is creating a dilemma in the country. Because of that, of course, so many people are trying to leave this space, this place, and many young people, yesterday I was talking to a couple of you, and I told them as if becoming single men and women is a fashion nowadays in Syria. I don't know about Lebanon. People are not preferring to get married. They are not choosing to get married. They are saying, in this way we are more happy, no responsibilities. Anyway, we don't have private houses to form a family. And how come that we'll have children and bear responsibilities under such circumstances? So it's better to remain single. Now, this is as if it's becoming a fashion. And when this grows and comes into the life of the church, the problems start now rising. One of them is that our families are not growing in number. And in the old days, I remember usually an Armenian average family used to have 5, 6, 7 kids. Today, they are very much satisfied when they have 2. In a good situation, they do it 3. And I don't hear nowadays that families, Armenian families, they have children more than 3. So this is affecting also on the population. In the same time, there is a growth in Arab Muslim culture, the population. They are getting increased. I mean, for the last 10 years, the statistics say that the population of Aleppo became increased 100%. It was 2.25 million. Nowadays, they say 5.5, and some statistics say 6 billion. So, so next 5 years, I don't know, it will reach to 8, 10, and those who are growing, not the Christian minority, those who are growing, they are the Muslim majority. And I was reading the other day a book written by Dr. Robert Cebeci, and Dr. Herdosian knows him. He is an eye doctor, a very prominent eye doctor, and he was the first who established an eye operation hospital in Aleppo, in Syria in general. He passed away a couple of years before when he was in his 100s. And this man wrote a book from his memories and from the documents that he used to collect from denominations and from other places. He used to say in the year 1950s, late 40s, beginning 50s, the population of Aleppo used to count 400,000, only 400,000, of which 250 are Armenians. Can you imagine? I mean, more than half of the city, they are Christian and specifically Armenians. And nowadays, we cannot say that. Of course, we became very, very, very little in number. But in the same time, we never lose hope and we never lose faith. We continue our ministry through our schools, primarily as Armenian Protestant churches. We run 6 schools. 2 of them are secondary and 4 are elementary. They are divided